All right, what's up, guys? It's day two. It's 11:50 at night. I'm off to a bad start, clearly, because I'm just getting around to doing the daily report right now. But look, had a busy day. Had to get my workout in after I left the office, and we're straightening some things out. But we're gonna get it done. So this one's gonna be posted really late. It's still going to be on the podcast, and I'm sure you guys can see it tomorrow, and then tomorrow we'll go back to our normal time. So I found some really, really interesting stuff today, and I think that this whole series that we're doing is going to just be so informative, and the more content that I bring forth to you, I really think together we're going to build like a hive mind kind of understanding on really where the market is, where the industry for digital media and digital media marketing and social advertising and just all of that is, and also where it's going. So there's some really cool stuff that I found today, and we're just going to jump right into it. So first on the list, Social Media Today, which, by the way, is a website that I'm not really a huge fan of anymore. I used to read it a lot. Now it seems a little bit stale. But I found a great article all about messengers, messaging platforms like Facebook Messenger, Instagram Messenger, probably direct snaps through Snapchat as well, and the power of messenger bots. So here's the idea behind it. If you look where people are spending their time and where they're focusing their attention, tons and tons of that attention is spent on these messenger platforms. So traditionally, marketers look to see where people are focusing their attention and they try to get there. The problem is that we have seen over and over again that if there's one way to really piss people off, it's to invade their lines of communication with each other. That's why spam emails notoriously have low results. On that same note, it's why opt-in emails, where people like give you their email address and they give you permission to send content to them, have such a high result because we don't feel like our personal space has been violated. Text messaging is getting a little bit easier through some of like the automated stuff. You know, like for instance, when my car insurance is coming out, I get a text message. If today I just went to the dentist and I got a text message last night reminding me of my appointment. People seem to be less threatened by that, but we all every once in a while get those text messages that just say like, "Hey, new sale at I don't know, Urban Outfitters or whatever, please reply stop to stop receiving these texts." And what's the first thing that you do? You go, "What is this bullshit?" Like you say it out loud and you get pissed off, and then you immediately text stop and you don't even think about it. So Messenger and Messenger apps like WhatsApp and Facebook Messenger, those are really the two big ones. There's another one in China. I forget what it's called because China kind of has their own internet. It's just really interesting to see where this goes because you know that marketers are going to try to get in front of these people, and you know that businesses are going to try to sell products and sell services on Messenger. But my gut tells me, and like there's just no way that this isn't going to be the case, that people are going to immediately repel and backlash. With that being said, let me tell you something interesting. My t-shirt company is on a platform called Shopify. I still don't even know how Facebook does this. If somebody buys a t-shirt through Messenger, they're immediately notified, and when their t-shirt gets sent out, they're also notified again with their tracking number. So my thought was that Shopify can just pull their email address from Facebook or pull their email address from the order that they made on the actual site, track that email address through Facebook and find them that way. That's not the case. Most of the time people are using different email addresses that they created their Facebook account with from the email that they actually use to purchase their item. So I still don't even really get how Facebook knows who these people are that bought them. It's mind-boggling to me. The point is that people are really, really happy with that. So when their package gets sent out, and their tracking information gets sent directly to them through Facebook Messenger, there's always a positive response. But if I were to blindly message that person and say like, hey, here's something that you should buy, without any kind of context and without like introducing myself first, my guess is that they're going to be super, super pissed off. They're probably never going to buy a product from me again. And this is just what's going to happen here. I'm calling it now. Messenger bots are a fucking stupid idea. They're going to do them anyway because, of course, they have to find out it's never going to work. All right, on to the next one. A fantastic article from one of my favorite writers. His name is Ramit Sethi, and he runs a blog called iwillteachyoutoberich.com, and is also the CEO of Growth Lab. Both of these websites have fantastic content on them. iwillteachyoutoberich.com is Ramit Sethi's personal blog. So he wrote an article entitled "Couples Who Post Too Much on Social Media Always Break Up." And in it, he discusses the difference between being authentic and being true to your brand on social, because it's a really big like debate. I've struggled with this with my marketing as well, because if I were to post something that like means well to me, you know, maybe I see a cool piece of art or like a comic book, you know, because I love comic books because I'm a nerd, and I'll post a picture of a comic book, nobody's ever going to respond to that post. But if I post the same thing that everybody else posts, like, I don't know, I'm talking about Instagram, by the way. If I post a picture of like a cup of coffee and like my laptop and some fucking hashtag that says like hustling on my lunch break, you know that's going to get a response. But so where's like the balance there? Because everybody posts that kind of content. And in this article, he has like a crazy example of all of these Instagram feeds that all look exactly the same, and they're all different feeds. So like, is this really working? You know, when we post this generic, clean, minimalist, coffee, wood grain, kind of snow and flowers, is this working? Like, sure, our analytics are going to tell us that our engagement's up, but is there really a brand being built, or are we just doing the same thing as everybody else? Super interesting. It was a really, really great article. There was an excerpt in here that I was looking for, and when I read it earlier, social media doesn't represent real life. It's a highlight reel, the best of the best to show we're interesting, attractive, fun, and cool. And too often, we optimize our lives, relationships, and businesses to what plays well. Nobody's life is really that cool. I mean, it just isn't. We all know it because we all live normal lives and we all try to like make ourselves look like celebrities on Instagram. It's a fine line there. And this whole thing is still so young that I think like humanity as a whole is still just trying to figure it out. We're all going to go on that journey together. So link to this article is in the description. I highly recommend you read it. He's a fucking awesome writer. He's always got cool stuff to say. Sign up for his email list. He's a master copywriter. Check him out. Finally, last but not least, this article was something that I hadn't even thought of, and it was so interesting to me. It's from QZ.com, which I believe the company is called Quartz. Politeness isn't enough. We now demand friendliness, and it's destroying authenticity. What this article is it's talking about the power of personal reviews on websites and how so much of our business is dependent, especially local businesses. You know, they're talking specifically about like Uber drivers are a big one. And, you know, if you own like a local nail salon or a local hair salon or like a local fucking like donut shop or something like that, you know that people are going to be leaving reviews on your Google Plus page and your Yelp page. So what this article is trying to say is we need to be careful not to destroy our authenticity, because being polite isn't enough. We now have to be friendly. there was definitely a time where if you walked into someone's donut shop and you acted like an asshole, the dude was gonna kick you the fuck out of his donut shop and say like, go away and don't come back. Now, you can't do that because that same asshole has the power to pull out a cell phone and leave a 1-star review and make up a horror story. And you know the sad thing is a lot of people are gonna see that review. So regardless of the fact that the donut shop owner was being authentic in his or herself and how he or her wants to run the business, he can't do that anymore because these reviews are destroying that. Super interesting. There's a super interesting article. It's not too long either. You can get through it in about 6 or 7 minutes. I thoroughly enjoyed it. The writer's name is Olivia Goldhill. So it was written by a woman named Olivia Goldhill. She's got good stuff. I'm gonna put her like author bio in here as well so you can see the rest of what she has to say. But I'm telling you, it was such a cool article and I really, really enjoyed it. We're gonna get back to this. I know that it's 12 a.m. so I got it done. I got my video done, day 2, we got it done. I'm gonna post this now. Please guys, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Leave your comments. Like, I'm really trying to get some discussion here. I don't expect it to happen right away. But this is all very relevant and my goal is to keep you informed. Talk to you tomorrow. Peace out.